If you listen close, you'll hear her say, "Listen, and I'll tell you my story." It's nothing great, nothing too bleak. It's about the girl you think you see. Secrets in the truth, dark memories, masquerading dreams. Don't forget her. She's who you want to be.
How can someone so fragile be the strongest in a room? How can someone so beat down lift everyone else up? How can someone whose eyes barely see have vision beyond measure?
I kind of was that kid who looked for love and wanted to be understood, and it didn't help that my parents didn't understand having a visually impaired child. So I would spend most of my hours in my room kind of looking out my window and thinking, I wonder what's out there. I really wonder, if there's a better world out there for me.
Sierra's childhood is stuff of nightmares. When she was only 13 months old, she was deliberately picked up and shaken by her mother's then-boyfriend so violently that it caused cerebral trauma, resulting in partial blindness. She also dealt with drug and alcohol abuse in the home, torment from peers in school, and then, just 3 years ago, the suicide of her stepfather.
I'm so angry that he left me the way that he did, because we did get very close before he died. I thought that I couldn't possibly sink any deeper. No matter how hopeless and empty you feel, there's always someone that you care about, and there's someone that cares about you out there. You just have to find it.
After her stepfather's death, she was placed into foster care. Her foster mother helped Sierra find the Washington State School for the Blind in Vancouver, Washington. Originally founded in 1886, the school serves visually impaired and blind youth, ages birth to 21.
She came in pretty shy. What impresses most people is how she had a really rough start and how she's dealing with that. She's dealing with it in a really positive way. She's not using it as a crutch. She's using it as sort of a motivator to accomplish, and both socially and academically, she really has accomplished.
Nicely done.
And it is here where she also found golf.
What direction do you want to hit it this time?
I don't know. I just want to hit it.
Through the children's course and the First Tee of Greater Portland, which at first provided the school with golf clinics, and more recently, full golf and life skills curriculum.
Everything that you do when you work with a child that has a visual impairment, it's all about senses and having them touch and feel. You realize how their other senses really take over.
Sighted students will get experiences from watching things. Our kids typically have to experience them. It's critical that they learn leisure skills. It's critical that they experience sports activities. Those are typically not activities that kids are allowed to participate in regular schools.
I want to say it landed pretty close and that it's pretty straight, but I kind of felt it go to the left a little more.
They are so happy to be out on the golf course. You know, they don't show a lot of frustration from the sport. They only get the pleasure.
When I'm standing there in front of this golf ball and I hit it, and it actually makes it off the ground. It's like power, it's that I did it, it's the whole feeling of freedom.
Before we start swinging. Woo! Okay.
Sierra epitomizes the First Tee's 9 core value of perseverance. For despite everything that she's been through, somehow she continues to find the positive. For her spirit can move mountains and even forgive those who have hurt her the most.
There's always someone out there that is in a worse position than me. So I still talk to my mom, and I've tried to develop a good relationship with her. So I need to accept her for who she is, and I need to love her, because life has done some pretty bad things to her like it's done to me, and it's not all her fault. As for the person who shook me and made me the way that I am, I really want to meet him someday. And I want to tell him, everything that he's put me through and everything that I've been through. But in the end, I want to tell him all the things I've accomplished because of it.
An incredible show of resilience, for her to stick with it, to not give up. She has plans, and I think people who have plans tend to do well.
I know just in the time that I've worked with her, she has touched my life in a way that I will never forget.
I've always tried to think that I have the ability to have a disability. It's not going to disable me from living my life. It may disable parts of me, like my physical being, but the person that I am inside is going to go much deeper than that. We are so strong, yet so fragile. Our weaknesses can be a setback, or the things that keep us going. In our hearts, we know we can, but our minds say otherwise. Yet go on and pretend that we believe, in hoping maybe someday we will see eyes of courage and eyes of fear. Which do you see with when only one is blind?